All right, guys, we're going to have a quick conversation about the parental crisis in this country. Very popular topic, right? I don't have kids, you see, so it puts me in a really good position to have this conversation. And that's funny because usually you think you can't talk about something until you like do it or become it. You know, I was just watching that awesome Seinfeld episode where Tim Watley, the dentist, becomes a Jew just so he could do the Jewish jokes. And you know, it got me thinking on this because like, I feel that way. I'm like, well, if I'm not a parent, I can't really talk about it. But the thing is, I've realized once you become a parent, you can't see what I see. And so that's why it's really key for people like me who don't have kids to stand for kids, because we're not in our country. And a big piece that's on the parents. And parents don't want to hear it, but we have a malignant parenting problem, and you're going to have a hard time hearing this. So see if you can stay with me, right? So here's the deal, guys. I have a lot of friends who are parents. So listen to me, if you're a parent, right? All you did differently than anyone else was have sex. That's what gets you to be a parent. And really that's not that different from someone else, because I've had lots of sex. And what I've noticed is as soon as someone crosses this bridge of being a parent, like they suddenly like think they've changed. And I understand there's a huge perspective shift. I do understand. I've been through enough in my life with huge perspective shifts. However, you are no more capable of meeting that new perspective shift than you were before the child was born without a whole lot more new tools. Your perspective changed, but you are still who you were before you had that child. Your skills and knowledge don't evolve because you gave birth. They give you a calling to, a desire for more knowledge, learning about how, thinking on a bigger scale. What a gift. But instead what happens to parents, and what I've seen, ladies especially, is that we have this deep unworthiness situation going on, and it has a lot of legs, right? It has a lot to do with a lack of fathering and a lack of family structure. There's a lot happening there. But women oftentimes find themselves feeling an extreme lack of love. So they sleep with the wrong person, right? Get knocked up, and a person with extreme lack of love has a baby, and what happens? Love happens. The love pours out of them for the baby. The love pours out of the baby for the mom, and the mom has her first true life unconditional love experience. It's transformative. But no one explains that to her, so she attaches it to the kid. Now here's the thing, guys. Either we come in completely prepared and ready to do life with nothing but our tether to our Creator, or our Creator is not loving. You think your child can't survive without you. You say, rules under my roof. And then your child can't survive without you. And then they leave your roof, and then they have no more rules. You are not here to get your purpose for these children. You do not protect your children. Your God does. That's your Father's job. He did it for you, and He's going to do it for them. You are here as a guide. Your child is more like your brother. You are here to guide him and prepare him so when he walks out your door, he's ready for the world in which he emerged. What does that mean? It means he's going to need some grit. Your kids need grit. I look at these teenagers. They have clearly been on a video game or inside of a house for most of their life. It is not that kind of world out there. And maybe you built that kind of world for you, and maybe your kids will get married right away, and they'll go have kids, and they'll build a little bubble life. Is that really what you want for them? Because I'm pretty sure when we teach them in school and their dreams, it's not usually like, I want to go get an 8 to 5 and make 120 a year with a good bonus structure and a 401k. And if we're really honest with ourselves, none of that shit makes us any happier. And so really what we're doing is we're just training our kids to put themselves in a position where they're really unhappy like we are, and pretend to be happy for their kids like we are. And all we're doing is raising miserable people. And you can see it in the stats of medication. We live in a country where we should be so friggin' happy. We have so much, you guys. You don't know you have a lot because you don't go anywhere. But if you did, I can assure you it's really good here. The best actually in history in a long time. And when I say that, some Americans actually look at me and go, I'm thinking, people were burned at the stake in city center not that long ago. I've been in Rome. I've spent a lot of time. There's a lot of crucifixion there. There's murder everywhere in that city. And granted, it's in a tiny box on your cute little, entertainment center you got from IKEA. So all your violence and filth just comes on through a screen and it's not real. But it is. You're no different than Rome. We are bloodthirsty. That being said, the bloodthirsty is when you know the culture that had so much is going in the old direction it always has, which we really would like to avoid, right? We have a lot of freedom. We could get happy. What is bloodthirsty about? It's about misery, because we don't enjoy to be happy. You know, we look at Rome, they had orgies, vomitoriums, like they were overeating, over drinking, over sexing, over everything. They weren't happy. That is a limitless void. Anyone engaging with those behaviors is living with an infinite void. Your Father is big, and if you do not trust him with your most precious things in the most dangerous places, your faith is fluff. I'm sorry to tell you that. I know that's hard to hear, but you who fear everything outside your door know nothing of faith and know nothing of your Father. The good news is he knows all about you, and he does keep you safe. Just like my little bunny who runs for her life at every noise in my house, but faces no actual danger in reality. Your Father cares for you the same way. It's time for you to start living and walking in that faith. And it starts with your kids. And when they walk out the door and you fear for their life or fear for their safety, you get to check in. Am I God, or do they have a Father? And if you're God, then that is scary, because you can't be with them all the time and you're not able to protect them. So what I call God, mind you, I will add, is not a dude sitting in a chair. It's the vibration of love. And when you understand it that way, you realize that by encasing your kids in love, not tough love, not angry love, but actual love, they're quite invincible in the world, because your Father built a very safe, wonderful place for anyone shrouded in love, which he assumed we would all be. I love you. Talk soon.